Oh, this is hold on. China. Oh, this is hold on. China. Oh, this is hold on. China. Oh, this is China. Oh, this is
It's Wednesday, time for Hollywood on the Rocks. Let's go. Let's get going right now.
Alan! Al!
You're here.
I'm here barely.
Yeah, I saw you eating before
I know.
the show, getting
My
ready.
car in.
What?
I had to. My air conditioning's out, and have to replace the whole thing.
Yeah, well, you're gonna not need it after this week.
I know. I need it this week.
You won't use it.
I need it just for the
week
next
from
2
now.
days.
Oh my God. Hey, we have a big show today. Lots of Marvel news, including news about the trailer that's coming for Avengers Doomsday. And then we have Troy Duffy joining us in 1 hour at the top of the hour to close out the show, interview with him, continue the interview being done. It was done at on the Nerdrotic Nooner earlier today. So a lot going on. So let's say hi to everyone that's here. Let's go.
Yes, MK Solid. Happy Wednesday, guys. The Allen 2026 calendar will be available soon. Oh, wait.
Can't wait.
Can't
Not going to
wait.
happen, MK Solid.
Troy Knoll. Happy Wednesday, my Film Threat friends.
And thank you for being a member, by the way.
Yes.
I just posted like 12 members only videos yesterday. So check those out. Q&As with lots of upcoming films.
By the way, did you record the Hugh Jackman?
Yes,
Q&A?
I did. I was in the front row to the side.
Yeah, they shut me down because I was a couple rows behind you.
Ooh, well, I got it. I got the whole thing.
Security come and tell me, shut your camera off.
Oh, that's great. I got it all. So you
Yeah.
can see it on our members only.
Brock Samsonite, the rumor I heard was that Doom is really Stark from Infinity War during the time heist. He sees the variant of himself stealing the Tesseract on surveillance footage and makes him realize
Well, we'll get to that, Brock
is,
Samsonite.
yeah, there's a part two probably.
There's a part two to that one. There's a part two, but that's okay.
Unless Doom got to Brock Samsonite.
That's okay. We got a lot to do, but here we go. Let's go.
The great Lord Thoth. Like, share, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. Sign up as a member. Join us on X, Discord, Rumble, and Instagram. Buy our merch at shop.filmthreat.com.
This is the last week. We'll probably go through the weekend, but our fall collection of jerseys are available. The Spirit of Halloween collection. Trigger this. We'll keep this around for a while because that'll make a good Christmas gift. Next week, our holiday collection and award this collection launches. So go to shop.filmthreat.com and check out all of our merch. Also, a reminder that tomorrow, if you're a filmmaker, tomorrow is the deadline to be in contention for Award This. We had a couple last minute Award This movies that are in contention. So go to awardthis.com or filmthreat.com to get info. Actually, you know what the best thing to do? I know I bug you about this all the time, Alan. You'll never guess. Go to anything of Award This, the Instagram, and look at the link tree for Award This. Has all the links. Submit your film, deadline October 30th. The trailer for Award This is there, and tickets are now on sale. All the links are on the Award This link tree. So there you go.
Because I appreciate you because you set up my link tree 2 years ago. And if you go to my link tree, you'll see what my life was like 2 years ago.
I love that though. You mean, do you put a link to like get tickets to your improv shows?
Yeah, maybe. I did that 2 years ago. I don't remember.
All right. Well, submit to Award This, but don't worry. Even if you miss this deadline, say you're still working on a film, we are going to be doing new deadlines every quarter, so you can get your film in, and we'll look at it in stages. We have an early bird deadline, etc. So go to awardthis.com or the award this link tree for more. So there you go. Thank you, Lord Thoth. It's always comforting to see the Lord Thoth there. And a couple other reminders. We have so much going on lately. Our watch party. We are bringing back watch parties, and you're not going to believe what our next watch party is going to be. I will tell you now. The Quantum Devil on Halloween. We're doing a watch party. The whole cast was there. Director Larry Wade Carroll. They were all over the world, and we pre-recorded a Halloween watch party special, and we showed the movie, and we had to blur out all the nudity. So you'll be able to watch the film with the filmmakers. It's not live, but it'll be a premiere on Halloween night. So check that out. The Quantum Devil. And the next watch party we're going to do, guess what it is, Alan?
It'll be Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
No.
Steve Martin.
No, it's Primitive War.
Primitive War.
With the cast.
Jeremy Piven, maybe?
Maybe Jeremy Piven. It's going to be once a month. We'll be doing watch parties.
Awesome.
They're a lot of fun, so check those out. And Gabe Ing Ban Ho says, "Hail all LFG," and it looks like, Alan, that's your photo?
Is it? Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Gabe Ing Bung Ho.
Thank you for the two, Gabe Ing Ban Ho. Appreciate you. And a few other things. We're just waiting for people to file in. So you get early access. You get to learn everything going on. But yeah, our Quantum Devil watch party is Friday. And we also, a quick reminder, we're doing a Star Trek funeral in December. And merch from the funeral will roll out next month in preparation. You can record a eulogy, and you will be a part of it. You, the audience, can record your eulogy for Star Trek. The rules are simple. Keep it under a minute or so. Won't be so strict. Record it, post it online with the hashtag, and we will watch eulogies from you in the audience.
Oh my.
And we'll have special guests coming on. I haven't asked them yet, but I assume all the regulars.
Yeah.
I can't really announce anything about that because I got to ask first. Pretty sure I talked to Rob. He's going to be there. Yep. And Credo 23 is the anti-AI festival. Justine Bateman. Go to credo23filmfest.com. Should I do more announcements? Just do all the
why
things
don't you go through all of them?
I can't. There's more I could do.
Yeah. I'll be at the if you're in San Diego on Halloween and can't get to the internet, come to the National Comedy Theater. I'll be performing Halloween night.
Well, you know what? I will be at the American Film Market on Saturday, November 15th in Los Angeles. I'm doing a panel on indie film. So if you're a filmmaker and you're going to be at AFM,
so that means you're not doing a certain trip. Then.
I haven't said anything yet.
Okay.
I haven't said anything.
You know my feeling about it.
Well, we should talk to the audience. I have to give an answer by Friday.
Okay.
But I have been invited by the director of RRR, SS Rajamouli, to fly to India to see the debut of a teaser trailer and the unveiling of the title of his next movie. I'll spend a day on the set, and there are going to be 60,000 people in a stadium at this event. But it's around the time where a lot of stuff is going on. I've already committed to things like AFM, an award. I'm doing a lot of stuff, and they're like, we will fly you to India to come to this giant event. But I'm skittish. I have to get a visa. A lot of things have
Well, they
to
said they
happen.
would help you with that.
Yeah, they'll do everything basically, but I just have to go. So I don't know. Should I let the audience decide?
Yeah. I mean, my feeling is it's a once in a lifetime opportunity.
Yeah, well, If it was another time of the year, like a February, March, April, fine. We're not busy. August, we're not busy. Like some other time of the year, this is our busy season. I don't know. What are people saying?
I
in
would
the chat?
assume weather-wise, this is a good time to visit India as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I'm afraid. I actually am afraid I will get sick.
You probably will.
I would. I am.
Like you're only flying literally halfway around the world.
Well, I mean, where they're putting me up is like a nice hotel. Yeah. I'm not going to have to deal with, a lot of things you might think. But
look, we were the first to tell the world about RRR outside of India.
Well, in America.
In America, yeah, we saw it. We saw it 2 weeks. You saw it a week after it opened. I saw it 2 weeks after it opened, and nobody talked about it until like 3 weeks after that. And that's when
and then everyone discovered it.
Yeah.
Hey, Alan, we have a lot of news to get to before our special guest, Troy Duffy, joins us. If we miss some news items, we can save them for the end of the show or for Friday. But guess what? Fackham Hall debuted. It's a trailer. It's for like it's a parody of British melodramas and period series like Downton Abbey. It's also a murder mystery. You may have already seen the trailer, but you have not seen the Red Band trailer, which is R-rated. And guess what? Who cares? We'll get demonetized. I don't care. I want to share the trailer with you because what we all need a good comedy. I can't even believe they're parodying this. Doing a parody of these kinds of movies, but let's look at it.
Okay,
you're a fan.
I love
Legion
comedy.
So let me see, Alan. You have not seen this.
Nope.
I saw this in a theater a month ago. It finally hit YouTube. Let's watch.
Well done, Father.
England, 1931. Welcome to Fackham Hall, home to the Davenports.
Finally, one of our children is to be wed.
After so many years of courting, she's finally found the right cousin.
It was a different time, a simpler time.
Oh, no.
You're here for the position of hall boy.
They're not beneath
You've brought
fart
all the
jokes.
wine out from the cellar.
Yes, Mom.
And closed the cellar hatch.
A time of manners.
Stop gawping and do your job.
A time of modesty.
What is that you're reading?
It's a tale of forbidden love.
One shade of gray.
And a time of murder.
I'm here regarding the murder of Lord Davenport.
I'm afraid you're too late. Someone's already done it.
I believe the murderer to be in this room. I shall be watching you all. And if there's anything out of the ordinary, you can be damn sure I'll notice it.
If you want a real suspect, try looking into that orphan boy.
Cock eater?
Tell me your dreams.
Well, I have this dream where my penis falls off, but I can't go to the doctor because I'm late for school.
Same.
What on God's flat earth is going on?
Oh, well, you made it to 7. To London's oldest ever chimney sweep.
How does anyone know when they're in love?
Maybe there's just something in the air. Fuck 'em all.
Precisely.
God is there shining a light. And today, he's shining a light for these two arseholes. And today, he's shining a light for these two. Our souls are eternally in his debt. Amen.
It comes out December 5th, and I'll be there. I love I like British period melodramas. I've watched Downton Abbey. I've seen the Downton Abbey movies. This is great. And I wouldn't think it. I mean, I love this kind of comedy. They're not beneath fart jokes and vulgar humor. and just stupid physical comedy. When she had that like little playbill that said Peacock Theater, he rips it in half and then it says Cock Eater. I mean, that was great. So yeah,
I mean,
I'll be there.
this is definitely in line with Airplane, with the Zuckerberg's Naked Gun. And it's good to see something original come out and not another.
Yeah, we need it.
Sequel, or I mean, technically it's a remake. Yeah.
Let's do one more reaction. It was suggested that you and I should look at Virgin Punk Clockwork Girl. Okay, I haven't seen it. I have the link. We'll check it out. It's anime, which is very popular these days. So we are going to watch this together, Alan. So I don't know a thing, but I am open. Here we go. Virgin Punk.
Looks foreign.
Someone in a hospital. Shades of Akira. What's going on?
You should know the terms for receiving a bounty.
Year 2099?
Legal Somadia, and give it to the authorities. The target can be alive or dead. The blade won't go through. I don't understand.
Well, there you are.
I'm doing this out of love.
I'll hunt him myself.
Ah, yeah. Time to go and mess these guys up. Gotcha.
The clock will be turned back as you start a new life at the age of 14 as my adorable, precious little doll.
I already told you that I needed money, didn't I? I'll be taking your bounty now.
A new heroine has been born this very day!
Blade Runner, kind of ish, little steampunk.
Enjoy yourself while you still can. Elegance. I will kill you.
All right. Well, I'll tell you this. If it's in theaters in a couple weeks in November, if it is a self-contained story and not based on something that's been around for 11 seasons, I will go see it. If not, I can't walk into something where I have to catch up. Well, in season 3 of I can't do it. But a self-contained, I like what I see. So I'll go.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I ran into at Chainsaw Man. Is like I'm just dropped into the middle of something that I don't understand. I don't know. Let me see.
All right. Hey, we have a lot of Marvel news. And we'll start with this. Brie Larson asks Jeremy Renner if he will be in Avengers Doomsday. There's thanks to Atomic Lori, we have a lot of I'm just gonna share a screen here with this. Now wait, this is a YouTube short. And I think the problem is with the YouTube short, it just automatically plays. So let me just share this screen, and then I'm going to put it in here. Where we go.
Everybody who comes in leaves a question for the next guest. So, Jeremy, we had somebody leave one for you, and I think we're going to be able to play it.
Okay. Hi, Jeremy. This is Brie Larson, and I was just wondering, are you going to be in Avengers Doomsday?
Me? No, girl. Are you?
How do you like? I'm sure you get asked questions like this all the time. Do you find new ways to deflect, new ways to sort of come up with something fun to talk about?
Brie said she is well versed from like working with Marvel. You got to keep that mouth shut.
Everybody who comes in.
Well, what do you think? I look, and we're gonna get to it because we have a lot of all our stories are Avengers Doomsday related for the next half hour ish, but all news about it. I'm told Brie Larson, and Captain Marvel and She-Hulk are not in Doomsday. Now,
Oh.
does that mean they're not in Secret Wars? I really think because of budgetary reasons, you're going to get a lot of characters will be in Doomsday. A lot. I mean, you've already seen the chair announcement, right?
Yeah.
But they'll look, and some characters will be sunsetted. I'm gonna guess Magneto, Professor X for the fourth
All the
time.
original X-Men, yeah.
Original X-Men, I think, are
Jean
gone.
Grey, Cyclops.
Yeah. Maybe everyone but Wolverine, but we'll see. And then I think in Secret Wars, the ones that have been left out will be in that, and some will carry over from Doomsday to Secret Wars. Alan, what do you think about this?
Well, I mean, if tradition holds, yeah, Hawkeye will not be in the first movie. He'll be in the second movie.
Yeah.
And you mentioned budget. Is there a budget on this, or are they just an unlimited credit card?
Well, it'll be the biggest thing that
Yeah.
that Marvel has done.
I mean,
since Endgame.
My guess is they're spending enough money for it to need to make $1 billion. I don't think it's going to get there. And we were excited when Infinity War came out and everyone showed up. Are we excited about Doomsday and everyone showing up? Not really. Not really. I love to see Jeremy Renner in it.
Here's the deal. There was a build up to Endgame and Infinity War. There has been no build up or anticipation at all for Doomsday, other than a tease at the end of Fantastic Four. What do we make of that?
Right.
I mean, I don't know what to say.
I mean, look, the original X-Men are in it. When was the last time we saw them together? Days of Future Past. I think that was the last time we kind of saw them together. But they, they don't understand. They don't understand what people are feeling now, and right now we're just not feeling these things. We built up to Infinity War. We had all these characters that just had movies, and movies we loved. And now this.
Right.
Gosh. But I just can't wait for Ms. Marvel to save the universe.
Well, Captain Marvel's going to come in Secret Wars. And look, I have a theory that Avengers Doomsday, we're going to see the end of a lot of the characters. At least in the cinematic universe, those characters will be gone. What's going to happen is you're going to see villains in Secret Wars against a new group of united Avengers in that movie. So a prediction, speculation. We'll see. Hey, the canceled Avengers movie plot revealed. It's not Avengers, it's Young Avengers. This story is from Superhero Hype. Alan, I know you have notes. Let me bring it up. The canceled Young Avengers and Kang movie plot revealed by Doomsday writer. One of the writers of Avengers Doomsday was going to do Young Avengers. And the plot was the sort of synopsis basically was revealed. Alan, take it away.
Yes, well, that writer was Michael Waldron, and during a Reddit AMA, Waldron revealed that he and Jeff Loveless had once pitched a storyline that prominently featured the Young Avengers, drawing inspiration directly from the comics. In this early draft, the Young Avengers, a team of next-gen heroes that includes characters like Kate Bishop, Cassie Lang, and America Chavez, would have faced off against younger versions of Kang the Conqueror. Waldron recalled, Jeff Loveless and I spent an afternoon pitching the Young Avengers defeating the version of Kang and being so stoked about it, only to discover that that particular Kang carried a little card that said, be patient with him. It's his first day as Kang. This playful concept showed a lighter, more comedic tone, contrasting with the darker multiverse spanning scale of later drafts. The version of Kang referenced might have been so-called Lizard Kang, seems briefly in the post-credit scene of Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, suggesting Marvel had already planted seeds for an interconnected variance. At the time, Waldron and Loveless were co-writing the Kang Dynasty, with Loveless leading initial development after penning Quantumania, the firing of Jonathan Majors, who portray Kang across multiple projects triggered massive rewrites. And rather than continue the Young Avengers storyline, Marvel opted to restructure the film entirely, rebranding it as Avengers Doomsday, appointing Waldron as the sole writer.
Well, look, a lot of things happen in development. If you know anything about even phase 1, 2, and 3 of Marvel, it appears as if, looking back, they knew what they were doing because everything connected with the Infinity Stones. And yes, they did put little Easter eggs in every film, but a lot of things were changed. A lot of things were changed. A lot of things moved around. This character became a proxy for that in the story, and so on. So they really, while much was planned, a lot rewritten. I think that's going to happen here. I think that the fact that there's no anticipation for Doomsday, other than, well, we'll see what Downey is like as Doom. But a lot of things in development get explored, and I'm kind of glad they didn't do this. I think Young Avengers sounds like a TV show, not a movie to me. What do you think, Alan?
Yeah, I love the fact that it seems like they're building the storyline toward the reason why I stopped reading Marvel comics altogether. It wasn't too long ago. The whole convergences. You have all these multiverses. You have all these Earths colliding with one another, and then we're gonna just come down to one universe where all the heroes of the past that have died can now live again, like Jean Grey, bringing Miles Morales to the Peter Parker universe. All that were reasons why I stopped reading Marvel comics, because they had just done what DC did and just collapsed everything.
Well,
And
when it gets convoluted, that turns me off. I like a good, there's an arc. Like, this story takes place over 12 issues, a couple crossovers like Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Yeah.
Or, there's
I almost like DC built it better, or DC did it better.
Batman Year One, Batman Year Two, sort of self-contained, storylines that play out, or they have it branded with a little banner, like that's the story. You follow those comics to read the whole thing. But I usually, though, these days, I just buy the graphic novel. I'm not patient to go to the comic book store once a week, and I mean, I haven't done that in a long time. So I just buy the collected graphic novels at a con. But
but again, they're telling a story that no one was excited about. We have no idea what's going on, and so no excitement being built. This is just it just feels like Marvel saying, or Disney saying, we just have to do this, just get it over with, and we'll throw $700 million at it.
By the way, that my avatar is me as a zombie in Night of the Living Dead, the one directed by Thompson. I was a zombie. Hey, more Marvel news.
Yay.
Lewis Pullman. I think people really liked his character in Thunderbolts.
Did they? Or they
you didn't really hear people complain about him so much.
So not complaining means we liked it. Okay.
Not complaining. Yeah. Yeah, why not? I'll take that.
The threshold.
He shares a big update on his Avengers Doomsday role as the Sentry. I have the story from comicbookmovie.com. Check it out, Alan.
Oh my gosh. Look at him. Well, Pullman's return as Sentry follows Thunderbolt's post-credit scene, which revealed that Bob Reynolds has been suppressing his powers out of fear of unleashing the dark alter ego, the Void. Rumors now suggest Dr. Doom, who will play the central role in Avengers Doomsday, may manipulate the Sentry, twisting him into a devastating weapon and one of the multiverse saga's most dangerous forces. As Pullman previously teased, the Thunderbolts did not want to let him out of their sight because they realize if he's caught in the wrong hands, he might be dangerous. But they also want to keep him close in case they can figure out a way to use him. He added that Doomsday's massive cast will offer so many opportunities to figure out how each might come into play and how Bob might come into play with any of them.
Well,
Yeah.
look, I don't think. Look, Thunderbolts got mixed reviews. I don't think Lewis Pullman is the reason for the issues with Thunderbolts. I think he's fine. Yes, you're right. People didn't complain about him. If they're complaining about you, that's a problem. If they ignore you or they don't notice you, that's okay.
They
If
like
they
you.
sing your praises, they like you. But yeah, that's an interesting twist. His powers could be unleashed and used for evil as well as good. So I assume if Doom is involved, it's for evil.
Yeah. I mean, do I need to bring up the box office of the Thunderbolts? How many people
Alan, bring it
saw
up.
the Sentry? How many people saw Bob and thought, yeah, let's center Doomsday on this character? Sentry is not a commonly known character in the public, especially in Marvel Comics. I think I may have read a Sentry comic or two, or was he based on the new universe or something? My point is you're building the center point of Doomsday on a character nobody really knows or cares about.
Well, I mean, did the public know Thanos? Or Thanos?
But they built
Thanos or Thanos, Alan?
Thanos. They built Thanos over several movies. You got hints of him. You certainly understood just the menace that he was and the importance of him not getting the Infinity Gauntlet. But Bob appears in one movie. And a movie that didn't do well at the box office.
Right. Well, look, the movie did not do well box office wise. I kind of feel like the build up. Here's the thing. They're hanging these last few phases of Marvel movies on characters that are, I mean, come on. Shang-Chi.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, just all these other characters, they're just thin. The only person who's good at that actually is James Gunn. He's good at taking the obscure character and giving them at least enough of a story that you care about them.
Yeah.
I mean, Mr. Terrific and Superman. I think Polka Dot Man in The Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
He can do
Adam
that.
Warlock.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about that, but you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
He's good. That's a strength of his. That is not what Marvel has done with this. And so it's interesting, but I don't know. I really think that this movie, Doomsday, is going to change right up until the last minute, especially because they're starting to shoot Secret Wars next year. I believe in February or March.
Mm-hmm.
Secret Wars begins shooting as they're completing Doomsday.
Right. Well, I'm thinking about, we just talked about it earlier at the start of the show, but Demon Slayer and Chainsaw Man, we're dropping people into the middle of a story that some people know and most people don't know. And that's where Doomsday becomes may have problems. We also saw it in the Marvels because no one really understood the Monica Rambeau character, and only a few people had actually watched Ms. Marvel, the TV series. And yet we're building a movie around it, and we're building the linchpin movie of Doomsday around this character that nobody knows.
Laurence Fishburne is an actor I have long admired. He was a kid in Apocalypse Now. He was amazing in The Matrix, and he wants to play Professor X. I'm not entirely against this concept, but look, Patrick Stewart is to me Professor X, always will be. If there's a variant involved, maybe this could work. But what do you think, Alan? I'll bring up the story here. It's from comicbook.com, but Well, give me the notes and let's talk on the other side.
Yeah. Well, Laurence Fishburne has expressed a strong desire to play Professor X in Marvel's upcoming X-Men reboot. Though already part of the MCU universe as Dr. Bill Foster, Goliath in Ant-Man and the Wasp. Fishburne revealed in an interview with Comic Book that his interest in Professor X stems from his lifelong passion for Marvel. He described himself as a true believer and recalled reading Marvel comics as a child in New York City, admiring how writers connected their stories to real-world issues around him. Now at this stage in his career, Fishburne believes that Professor X is the most fitting role for him in age and temperament, saying it feels like it would be a fit for me, so that's why. Fishburne even joked about adding a touch of comic accuracy to the role by reviving Professor X's famous exaggerated eyebrows from the classic comics, laughing, "If I'm fortunate enough to fulfill this dream, I will certainly make the request about the eyebrows." His enthusiasm quickly made him a fan favorite to take part in once the MCU's formally introduced new version of the X-Men.
Well, a couple things. One, Laurence Fishburne has already been in a Marvel movie. He was in Ant-Man and the Wasp,
which we barely remember.
Which we barely remember. And then he was in Ant-Man and the Wasp, and he was, I mean, he had a minor role.
Yeah.
Not very memorable. Not memorable because I'm reminding you right now.
I know. I forgot he was in Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah. So he's already been, but that's okay. I don't have a problem with, I mean, Chris Evans, you know, Johnny Storm, and it's fine. It's fine. I like that idea that he mentions the eyebrows. I like that he seems to know a lot about it. I think Laurence Fishburne is lazy. I just think he wants to play a character that sits down for the whole movie.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to be like Sam Jackson, he's probably, his knees are giving out on him and has to do a lot of action scenes. Laurence Fishburne wants to play a character that's in a wheelchair the whole movie, or a floating wheelchair, or whatever. Might be kind of, but I don't know. I'm not against this. I love Laurence Fishburne.
Mm-hmm.
Who does not like, you know, you mentioned certain actors, you know, when if it's a race swap just to do a race swap, that's annoying. But when it's a really good actor, nobody cares. So this could work. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, if he can embody Professor X, then he should play it. And I think that you brought up the issue. If the casting director is just saying, "Hey, we got to race swap everybody," that's the problem. But you know, if you've got someone who can actually pull off the character and the depth of the character, the nuance of the character, and the subtext of the character, why not? And with the lack of thinking about anyone else who could play the role, it seems like Laurence Fishburne can actually do it. Look, we accepted Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury. No one questioned that. Everyone thought it was the right thing.
They had laid the groundwork in the comics.
Sure. And I think they casted. I think the Nick Fury in the comics was based on Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah. So look, it depends on the actor.
Mm-hmm.
What I kind of feel like with some of the sort of race swapping they've done that fans, you know, push back on, it was when it felt like it was being done just to make a point. When it's a certain actor, I just want to see Laurence Fishburne like with a bald head going like this. He's got to go like this, have the eyebrows, and I want to see like some weird effect.
Yeah, energy waves
coming off his head.
Energy waves coming from his brain.
Yeah. Why not? Something like that. I would like to. I'm not opposed to it, and I like his commitment. I think Laurence Fishburne is an actor that really cares.
Yeah.
So,
well, a lot of times when they do these race swaps, they'll just throw someone in there and then expect us to do the mental gymnastics to justify them being in that role. I don't think we're going to go through the, you know, I think you could see him as the role and just buy it, as opposed to, all right, well, I guess they're going to have to do it. So, yeah. Yeah, be interesting. Maybe
we shall see.
Yeah,
we shall see. We're going to get to your comments for a moment, but I got to tell you something. I spoke to someone at Marvel who saw a rough cut of the trailer for Avengers Doomsday. This is and there's a lot of things I can't mention. I'll just tell you what I can say. It's not anything groundbreaking at all. One, the plan is this will premiere. The trailer will be seen with Avatar Fire and Ash. That's the plan going forward. Okay. It'll be seen there, which I think will actually really drive up the box office. Right. So that's when people will see it. And that comes out in late December. Right. What is it? The 19th? You can look it up. And the person who saw it said it's not finished, not completely finished, but he was this person, he or she, was surprised at the amount of footage they showed of Doom in action. It felt like, and this is my interpretation, it felt maybe a little desperate. That they're really, that when they say Avengers Doomsday, this is not a teaser trailer. You're going to get not just a glimpse of Doom, you're going to see Doom. And the way the character was described in terms of Downey's interpretation of the character is a classic universal monster, like the Phantom of the Opera. You know, the Lon Chaney Phantom of the Opera. It's a tragic figure and a broken figure. And part of it is his armor, Doom's armor. Okay, Iron Man had the armor and that was his superpower.
Yeah. Doom
Must have the armor because he has a broken body, scarred, and he's going full. Not my words, someone else's words. He went full universal monster with the interpretation.
So true Darth Vader and not Kylo Ren.
Exactly. The suit, he needs the suit to actually function. So this is almost, you're right, Darth Vader. It's like almost, and frankly, when I saw Star Wars in 1977, the first thing that popped in my head after seeing the movie was, that's kind of like Dr. Doom. Dr. Doom is green and metallic armor. Darth Vader is just Dr. Doom spray painted black.
It all comes full circle.
That was and look, even George Lucas admits it was, he was influenced by Flash Gordon, pop art, Marvel Comics, so makes sense. So this is and then of course add the element that Doom has not just his technical and skill with science, also combined with magic,
which is very Doom.
Yeah. So that's really what I can report. Looking at Avatar, which everyone really could have guessed that, not big news, but you will see a lot of Doom in the trailer. What this is Marvel planting the flag and saying, you know what? Boom. This is what we're doing. Get ready for it. And I do think, based on what I heard, that fans will be excited. I mean, they're doing this trailer now 1 year out, at least from what the current release. A lot of people are saying it could push 6 months. The fact that they're already shooting the second movie after completing, they're doing reshoots, completing Doomsday. This will be worked on right up until the end. Secret Wars will be shooting. You can look it up. It's been announced, not a secret. That's shooting early in 2026. So there you go. When I can tell you more news, I will. That's all really I'm kind of allowed to say. Yeah. Any comments, Alan? We'll go to your comments in the chat.
Well, I mean, you're doing a good job of making me a little more excited about seeing Doomsday. I'm intrigued. I'm definitely intrigued. I think Disney will probably do what they did with Avatar, and they'll give us a special screening of just the trailer.
Well, they'll probably do that, but I'm sure it'll even be, there will be news stories playing in front of Avatar, because I think, I mean, is people's interest in Avatar the third Avatar movie? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. Fire and Ass brought to you by Taco Bell.
Right. But yeah, so I you're gonna see news stories hit once this trailer is locked, and it's not locked. What the person I know saw was a rough of the trailer. They were very excited. I was told things. That's what I can say, and we'll leave it there. Let's go to your comments, because there's a lot of them here.
Yeah, there you go. Mick Gore for 2. Any hints on y'all's Halloween costume for Friday?
Oh, I have no one knows my costume. Not Alan, not Atomic Lori. Nobody knows.
Your dog does.
You will see it debut. And in case you don't know, I'll put on the bottom what I am. But yeah, we will do a costume reveal, Halloween costume reveal on Friday. So Alan, you have to come on with your camera off. Okay. Camera off. But yeah, no hint, but it'll be something relevant that happened this year. You'll get it immediately. So there you go. Thanks, Mick Gore.
Wow. I mean, I didn't think they came out with a Mamdani costume already. Robert Kearney for $1.99. Not sure Marvel can make this work.
I feel like they have to.
Yeah. They're going to put the money into it to make it work.
And I feel like they know how important this is. And also, can I tell you the one element people don't bring up enough? Robert Downey Jr. He made the character of Tony Stark. He cared desperately about that character and argued against killing the character off. They had to bring in Jon Favreau to kind of convince RDJ that was a good idea. So I actually have more belief in RDJ than Marvel at this point.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have
and I think the
mask
mask stays on, right?
No, not entirely.
Okay. I mean, we could be pulling a Mandalorian here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Robert Kearney for $4.99. I didn't like Denzel in Much Ado About Nothing, but Laurence as Professor X might work.
I agree.
Yeah.
It can work. Thanks,
I
Robert.
can see it working. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, there you go.
Uncle Jimmy, member for 6 months. Are we really to believe we are going to get a coherent Avengers film with all the crap they're throwing at the wall? Hell film threat.
Well, thank you, Uncle Jimmy, for being a member. I think they know that everything is riding on this.
I think the stakes.
I think they'll put every effort. If I think it's their last best shot.
It's Kevin Feige's last shot at keeping his job.
True.
Benjamin 499. I really hope Joe Russo returns in a cameo as the gay guy who is still trying to date. We need to see where.
That's hilarious, Benjamin.
Happen.
Oh my God, I love that. Yeah. Can they work that in somehow? Did he find love? Oh my God, that was so dumb. Not only to do a cameo, but this weird, sort of humiliating cameo.
Yeah.
Trying to find love after this apocalyptic disaster on Earth, and he cares about finding
and this
someone.
trend of straight guys playing gay guys.
Yeah, he's straight. He's married and straight. Plays a gay guy. It's typical. It's like the third or fourth episode of every TV show. They throw in gay shit for no reason out of the blue. One of the characters,
and great actors playing the gay roles.
Yeah, it's stupid. It's pandering. Stop it. There have been so many great gay characters throughout history. Dr. Smith in Lost in Space, C-3PO, every butler in every movie.
Every Cary Grant film.
British butler. Yeah. So I don't know, man.
All
we
the
have a lot
musicals.
more musicals.
Every damn one of them. Tony, Youthful Eagle, Elias. This trailer is great. I might actually go see this film if it ends up getting great reviews.
Talking about Fackham Hall or?
I'm pretty sure it's Fackham Hall, and I'm going to see it regardless.
Oh, Geek Truth 64 member for 30 months. Hey, your channel is awesome. It's the DVD talk, and I love it. Oh my God. Mark Strong for Xavier, or I guess Sydney Sweeney. Sydney Sweeney as a gender swap Professor X. Maybe Professor XXX. There you go.
Yeah. Or there's 3 bald heads.
Mark Strong for, I mean, look, he's in the Bruce Springsteen movie. And he is in everything he does. He is he is amazing in The Apprentice from last year, the Trump movie. See that?
He makes bad movies better.
He's such a good actor. More comments here because a lot. So we're gonna
Toxic Wall Sanate. This looks hilarious. Hope the best bits are not wasted on the trailer. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to it. ADL is 24. Renner got another lease on life. The last thing he wants to do is waste any more time doing more MCU crap.
I would agree, but apparently Hawkeye season 2 is coming.
Oh, okay.
And there's
Will he actually be in it?
We'll see. There's a really good interview with Joe Rogan that he did where he talks about his physical recovery and the accident. That guy almost lost his leg. He almost died.
Yeah.
And he talks about how much he fought. I don't know, man. It's a great interview with Joe Rogan. Let's get through these so we can get to our special guest.
Okay, MK Solid. I never think about Dr. Doom when I think about the X-Men. That's true. It's Magneto. Geek Truth 64 for 2. Thanks for watching the channel, Chris.
Love your breakdowns. I like your recommendations. I love when you talk. It's awesome
Special
stuff.
features.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, subscribe to his channel.
Bill S. Preston Esquire. We're not going to see them together. Alan Cumming, Nightcrawler, said he was acting on green screen with people wearing masks. He didn't know who was in the scene. Yeah, it seemed like the way he made it sound was he recorded stuff and he has no idea where or how it's going to fit into the story. Folsom Lockdown. Least complained about equals like nowadays. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't complain about
that's
them.
That's how low the bar is, Folsom.
Which makes Bob more popular than Yelena. MK
Yeah.
Solid, Thanos or Doomsday. Lord Thoth. Everyone who loves this property cares, Chris.
Yeah, thanks, Lord Thoth. Appreciate you and all you do.
Brock Sampson. I heard it's the scene of him killing the Council of Kangs.
I hope he does that. They just wipe that away.
Yeah. It just disappeared.
But it kind of feels like somehow Palpatine returned. That's what it feels like to me.
The Dark Knight Returns. Darth Ing, Destroyer of Theater Pizza, is a movie needing to be made. You got to witness the Regal Pizza, by the way.
Yeah, by the way, you have to do a video review of your pizza.
I've done a video review of the pizza.
Hey, we have a very special guest on our show today, and we're proud to have him. He is the director of the Boondock Saints and a writer, director. He's an indie film darling and legendary story in the world of indie film. And he has a new book out that I just bought in audio form because, Alan, I'm kind of lazy like that.
Yes.
Let's welcome to the show, Troy Duffy. Hey, Troy. Long time no see, man.
I know.
Up front and center here. What's going on?
Man, I remember the first time I did Film Threat. That kind of changed my world, you guys. You have no idea.
Really?
Oh,
you were on for like 4 hours. It's crazy.
Yeah, we certainly did have our conversations, but I mean, ultimately, I had never really done, a podcast like that, and I afterwards I was like, wow, this is kind of where it's. You guys kind of showed me like this is where it's at right here, and then you got me on Nerdrotic, Chris. Thank you for that. Met Gary for the first time. Beekler's the fucking best, and I learned today. I don't know if you're quite aware of this, Alan. I bet you are. Chris's rants are the stuff of legend. I actually think you should just make a whole bunch of
rants.
I know we keep telling him that.
You know why? Because like what you're saying always gets me thinking, and I'm like, wow, and I want to say something, but I don't because I don't want it to end.
Well, we talked about doing edited videos. I don't know, my rants are kind of like they're inspired by whatever, and I'm usually ranting to a person. It'd be hard to do that solo. I'm not an actor. I'm not, I like to interact with people, but
you're not the only one to say that.
Oh,
yeah. But
you've been trying to get him to do it. Yeah.
But I'm so glad you and Gary connected because he's a huge fan, as am I, and what you've done in your story. And people can watch your original interview on our interviews channel. Look up Troy Duffy on Film Threat Interviews. That interview you just came on, you're going to be here. You were going to be there for like half an hour. You stayed on for like 2-3 hours. It was great. But The Boondock Saints is a kind of movie that, I mean, God, I would say like, not only can Hollywood not make that movie, but it'd be an indie film that would be hard to get made. And I kind of feel like filmmakers like yourself or Tarantino, among others, could they like actually begin their careers in this modern time? The answer is I don't think they could. It's the space has been too infected by Gary and I had a whole discussion about how kind of women being in male spaces has kind of ruined things because we have to be nice or care about people's feelings. And as Alan can attest, I don't care about feelings at all. I don't care about anyone's. We have a job to do. And when you're on a film set, you got to get shit done. You're a taskmaster.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, but I worry about like the up and coming, who will be the big filmmakers, who will be the Tarantinos, the Duffys of tomorrow. I don't know that if they have that kind of aspiration, they could do it now.
I think you're absolutely right. I don't think, I mean, we talked earlier about wokeness kind of seeping into everything,
Right.
from storytelling to television to films. And also what was a big surprise to me when doing my books,
yeah.
The literary side of things, now has sensitivity readers,
right?
And stuff like that. And it's what it is applying something completely wrong to something that's supposed to be pure. You're supposed to have a starting point, a midpoint, an end point to storytelling in any type of way. You can't start with the end. You can't say, well, we're doing a story about this or that. Well, this gay couple that does it. You have to be pure with it, right? So these days, no, I don't think guys like myself or Tarantino or Rodriguez or even Kevin Smith, and imagine we were talking about that in the literary literary world too. We wouldn't have our great authors. Charles Bukowski wouldn't be published today, and Hunter S. Thompson. We wouldn't have these.
Those authors, Bukowski, I read in college, blew my mind.
Totally changed my life.
Talked about, he changed my life. Writers like Hunter S. Thompson and Bukowski, William S. Burroughs, they were radical in a way that like they gave no fucks and they wrote about what they wanted. The problem is now you have gatekeepers, I hate to say, that mostly are, if they're not women, they're feminized men that give a fuck what people think. And I don't give a fuck. This is how I get myself in trouble, is I don't give a fuck, and I'll just say something random like make Marvel male again. Those 4 words, there were articles written about it. People, you pointed out, in the literary world, it's being gatekept by people that give a fuck. Stop giving a fuck. And what happens is, what I've seen is men just leave those spaces. Now, The market is still there. The
Yeah.
market for the books, the movies, the TV shows, that market is there. But mostly men, what do men watch? They don't go to see modern movies. They watch sports.
Mm-hmm.
Sports, live sports is still, that's a male audience. No matter how many gay male cheerleaders they try to put on the Vikings, they still, sports is pretty much,
Yeah, but even that, dude. I mean, it's wrecked everything. There was a whole season during COVID that I didn't watch. You remember when they were taking a knee during the national anthem and Kaepernick and all that?
Yeah,
I didn't watch the
End-zone
whole
messages.
season of football, and I almost didn't miss it. I was so pissed off with the whole thing.
Yeah,
It becomes about something that it's not supposed to be about. You can have the gayest kind of wokest idea laden with feminine. It can still be great. Like one of the things I love is this show. You ever seen the show Euphoria?
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh,
Everybody
God.
says I should see it.
It's amazing. And it almost like, we'll say the poster or the premise, it seems woke. There's a trans person. It's freaking great storytelling and great writing. They did it. They did it, man. I mean, but I would not classify it as woke, even though it's got all the bells and whistles, man. Everything you're like, oh no, here we go. And it's just amazing. With the pen, you can do anything. If you are a real storyteller and you want to, and you're all about story and character and really penetrating and giving a good story with your brand new characters, you can do it. Like, here's a good question, you guys. Even though maybe guys like Tarantino and the guys we've talked about, the indie filmmakers wouldn't probably be discovered today and wouldn't be allowed to do what they do. If they did make those films, would we still like them today?
Well, I think there'd be a market. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's a market. I agree.
If it's good, it's good.
There are gatekeepers in the HR department at all these companies. It's everything being too corporate, and it's well, real quick. I know, Alan, you have something to say. I don't want to cut you off, but I want to get one point. In the world of film festivals are dead. The Sundance Film Festival is dead. When there was this revolution, well, we gotta program 50% movies by women, 50% by men. What that did was cut out a lot of great films made by men. And the movies that were made by women were getting programmed not because they were movies that were worthy to be in Sundance, but because of their identity or sexuality or whatever, some identifying mark, as a, what's that woman, Jean-Pierre, that she was the White House.
Karine Jean-Pierre.
It was like, starts every sentence with, well, as a queer Black woman. Like, that's where festivals went. And then there are no significant movies coming out of festivals. We're not talking about movies that played Sundance last January now, because a lot of those movies were not great. Alan, sorry, I think you're about to say something.
Yeah, well, the question I have is, can we get to a point where independent creators can bypass Hollywood altogether, bypass the gatekeepers altogether? Can you make a movie if you could get the funding for it, and just make it and then put it into theaters, make a deal with AMC or Regal?
That's the thing. Alan's funny. The Chris said something brilliant earlier today when we were with Gary, and he was like, in terms of wokeness in the business, the fever has broken.
Yeah,
it hasn't swung all the way back to where it needs to be. Where it's like, just what's fun, you guys? Just watching movie submissions and based on the movie, see whether you're getting a goddamn film. That's the way they used to go with film festivals. They didn't really care who the director was. They just watched an independent film. Yeah, it's in Sundance. Go.
I really think that they should look at the movies, not know the name of the person, the identity, or the gender. Just program the best movies. There's a novel concept.
But what Alan was saying is kind of, I think that it's going to have to happen that way for a little while, right? And you're going to have brave people. I'm working with people right now. Like these guys kind of tracked me down and were like, "Hey, you made our favorite movie, then stop doing stuff." You know, where have you been? These are guys with funding, they're producers and stuff, and they got some stuff going in southern Georgia here. So I'm gonna try to work with them on it. But I think the problem's deeper, Alan. I think that it is going to take some very good filmmakers and writers, some notable actors, some actors that are willing to go outside of Hollywood and work. Because remember, that's a danger too. Yeah. You're talking about celebrity famous actors. They're all repped by CAA, William Morris, Endeavor. You know, they don't want them doing that. They don't want them going outside the fold, right? But you need great actors and, frankly, recognizable actors. Because what you're now asking an investor to do is what? Invest in a whole bunch of new talent? That doesn't happen all that often. You know, they need a return. So, yeah, there's a way. This is like literally my life right now. I'm talking to so many people about this, and what are the ways to do it? What are the ways to maybe get outside the industry, but also a little inside of it? You know, what are the ways to say? Because right now, here's one of the things that's happening with actors. This is happening to so many people I know. Celebrity actors, right? Only the big tent poles are being made. They're not doing so great. So there's only a few jobs. Now, these very, famous celebrity actors are starting to lose their houses. They're not making money. They're worried, right? And if a place can be provided where they can go do some other stuff, some of our mid-levels and indies, right? All the ones that everybody used to, shout at for Oscars during Oscar season. It was always the indie, right? From I'd say the 90s to the mid 2000s. I think the last one I remember them doing a big push for. Do you guys remember the movie Precious?
Yes.
Yeah. And I thought it was wonderful. And then, of course, like right after I watched Precious, I was like, okay, who made this? What happened here? You find out that every single person took a pay cut. Everyone took haircuts. Everyone gave up and came down to do something because they believed in it, And it was just so good. And it's good sometimes that people do that. But there is also the fact that most movies that are made, including indies, fucking suck, right?
Yeah, they do.
We're talking about the 1 or 2% are the ones we love. The Pulp Fictions, the Reservoir Dogs, anything Kevin Smith did, Clerks and stuff like that. These are the 1%ers. So we would somehow, Alan, have to devise those types of filmmakers, get them wrapped into something and be able to rethink distribution, because they're just not even the few scant ones getting made don't get backed and distributed. I had a filmmaker friend of mine I was talking to yesterday. He's on the phone with a billionaire investor guy, and the guy's like, well, why should I invest in your movie? I can put it in the S&P and make 12% of my money.
Right.
And he goes, well, we could do this. Well, there's no distribution. You just said you made, 4 independent films. They're all in the can and they're not getting distributed anywhere. So where's he was like a real kind of a dick, but he made the guy realize, Jesus, it's worse than I thought. Even people that kind of want to get into this business and want to make movies almost know from the very beginning they're just going to lose all their money.
Well,
that's the problem too.
I used to think that all the filmmakers going to Sundance were just like Kevin Smith. They were guys that worked their ass off. Kevin sold his comic collection, charged up credit cards, and made a movie. That's like the 1% of people that are at Sundance. It's mostly the sons, it's Nepo babies, the sons and daughters of the rich elites that get into the festival. And I call it art welfare. They get money from their family to make a movie that doesn't need to make money. And not only that, they don't need to get paid while they make their movie. I mean, me, I got to work. I've always had to work my whole life. I've made films, but man, it's hard for me to take time out to go make a film because I got to hustle to make a living. So I'm not like these. And again, my last manager years ago, like more than a decade ago, said, you don't want to get involved in movies. That's a hobby for the rich. Yeah. And I'm not rich. Hey, I don't want to forget to talk about your book, Blood Origins, The Boondock Saints, Volume 1. It's a What'd you call it? A requel, a prequel?
Yeah, I just found out that word yesterday. I was talking to some dude and I explained what it was. And he goes, "Oh, it's a requel." I'm like, "All right, these newfangled modern industry terms. What are you trying to make requel happen?" Found out it was a thing. And what happens is with Boondock Saints, with Blood Origin, I wanted to tell kind of I love prequels, right? I wanted to tell the origin story. But then, like say a quarter of the way through the book, the brothers arrive in Boston, which really does feel like the beginning of Boondock 1. Now, it's a different story with certain story elements of the movie woven into it here and there that have been re-engineered and rethought so a fan can even experience them anew, right? Like I know what's coming. I can sense, I know Boondock really well. The toilet scene's coming, right? But I've changed up the whole thing so the fan gets a new experience. So what requels are, I guess, is where they start as an origin story and then it kind of catches up with the present day story, but then it kind of goes in its own direction. Because one of the things I always wanted to do with Boondock was because all the questions the fans have, these fans know this shit inside and out. They have a drinking game where they literally hit play and they say all the dialogue. The first guy to screw up drinks, it's nuts. Right? They know everything. So what I wanted to do, the idea here is like the two brothers don't move here from foreign lands and live as illegals and just start killing bad guys. That's kind of the way we had it set up in the movie, but you can pull that shit in a movie. In the book, I wanted to explain, I wanted to show how they were kind of lured into the dark world of vigilantism, and almost this, all right, we're going to do this one thing, and then we're never going to talk about it again. We're back to our lives, and they just kind of keep getting sucked back in, And so I wanted to show the footsteps, almost this minefield of obstacles that we take them through, spiritual questions, emotional, logistical questions. I wanted them to, like most brothers, disagree about everything. I wanted to expose all the differences between Connor and Murphy, as well as more similarities. Maybe give the fans more questions. But over the years, they've asked me so many questions, I built up these answers. So the whole kind of story played out, when I began writing, it was a pretty intimidating process because I look at the author, even the authors we've talked about, these are the giants, man, it's like you do a script. Okay. But that's real regular people don't read scripts, they read books.
Well, not only that, the book I bought the audiobook this morning. So, I'm well listened. I like audiobooks. I'm sorry. And you read it. And also Gary Beekler read some of it.
Yeah. Beekler did a voice for me in there. And I love the audiobooks too, and I also love when the author or the person that experienced that thing, like a guy sailed around the world and got in trouble a bunch of times and almost died. I want to hear that dude, talking to me about it. Right. So I decided to I'd narrate the audiobook myself. It ended up being almost 18 hours, which is over double the size of your normal audiobook. Yeah. But it's the same price. I wanted to give the fans more bang for their buck. And I don't know why I didn't think of this, but it's been like a quarter century. They've gotten 2 movies, a little less than 4 hours of entertainment in 25 years. And I just dropped a whole bunch of 18 hours of Boondock on them without really telling them I was doing it.
Well, let's look at the trailer for the movie right now.
Great.
Watch it.
Yeah, these are book trailers.
bludgeoned and impaled the heart of Christ. So wash your barbarous hands in his blood. Then stand quaking in terror before his avenging angel.
The full armor of God. God is dead. And you have killed him.
And you can go to boondocksaints.com and get the book now. Dude, that trailer, I want to see that movie.
I know, that's a pretty elaborate trailer for
No, I love it. Actually, book trailers have been around for a long time. I actually really like it. So,
Yeah, you know, I watched a few of them. I thought it was a new thing, but I was like, hell, we can do that.
Yeah.
You know, and books available as an ebook or an audio book on Amazon and Audible. And yeah, you know, I wanted to give fans that experience, man. All those questions they've had, some of them are so specific that you would wonder why the hell they want to know about that, you know? Things that don't even make any sense to me, you know. Like we were talking today. One of the questions was how'd they meet Rocco? To which why would you even think that? Why would you be concerned about that? You know, so they would, and I remember too. You know, like I remember loving movie characters. Like some of the first movie characters that I loved and hit me hard. You know, real young, real fun. You know, but like, you know, Smokey and the Bandit. Say, I never was like, you know, how was Smokey's relationship with his dad?
Right.
I never thought about any of that stuff, but with Boondock, these kids take it so personally. They do. So I wanted to give like a longer, deeper journey to the fan. You know, it's kind of a love letter to the fans at the end of the day. I mean, you don't have to know Boondock to see. Criminal crime thriller readers will like it too. But I was really concerned about what the fans were going to think, and I still am. We had a round table the other day. I got a bunch of fans, early copies, and they all loved it. It hit right where I wanted it to. But yeah, it's available now, guys. And you know, I dropped the mic on this one.
You know what it is? Great movies pull you into the world, so much so that you want to know these little details. You want to know how people have met in the past. You draw them in, and they want to live in this world you created.
We've got over 2,000 people watching live right now. You can go to boondocksaints.com, get the book, go to Amazon or Audible and pick it up. But let's go through these questions from the top. I'll pop around, Alan. Here we go.
Yeah, from Robert Kearney for 199. Hail Troy, Alan, and Chris.
Nice.
Hail back, Robert.
All right.
And Jason Allen joined as a new member. Thank you. Check out the members only videos. Appreciate it, Jason. Here we go. Benjamin.
All right, Benjamin 499. Troy, my cat is wondering if any of his brethren will be harmed this time around. He's not over the last time.
I'm sorry for psychologically damaging your cat, Benjamin. It might be interesting to know that I now have two accidental cats. And now that, you know, they've become my little precious. So I can't promise that it's not going to happen.
No one is safe.
But we're okay for volume 1. We are getting into much deeper issues. But yeah, they're still like really funny. You know what I tried to do? I tried to take the cat thing was one of those things where it just like out of the blue funny, you know, might have been a little kind of homage to Tarantino. Remember when the guy got shot in the back of the car because he went over a speed bump? You know, there was like things in there. There was things in there where we were having a lot of fun. But what I tried to do with Boondock is take the humor in it, take the action in it, take all the great little snappy dialogue, the one-liners, all the things the fans like about it, and just push them up to the next level. So we will see some funny-esque things like that. I'm just going to give you new ones. So your cat's fine for now.
Oliver Laveri Farag for 499. Remember the rule to making a small fortune in Hollywood? Start with a large fortune.
Thanks, Oliver. That was great. That's true.
Rated M for 199. Troy, check out Primitive War think it's up your alley.
You know what? You guys are giving me all.
Okay,
these-
Primitive War. You need to see.
Okay, what is it?
Filmmaker Luke Spark. It's Primitive War. It's like a giraffe. It's dinosaurs versus American soldiers in Vietnam.
Oh fuck yeah!
It's
Where can I see it?
It's out
Where's
on
it on?
VOD. Primitive War. Look it up. It's based on a book. It's what the Jurassic Park movie should have been. It's made by an indie filmmaker. It's an indie movie.
Yeah, it's an indie filmmaker who had to find his own distribution for his film.
Oh my God! You know what? You guys have given. Look at this list of things you got. Today we were talking about all kinds of. I got a list of movies I got to get to. But from Primitive War, I'm on it, man. That actually sounds pretty good. It's a good premise.
Yeah, Matthew Ham for 2. Do writers, directors, and actors realize that they are near terminal? They're in a near terminal industry when they need to fake little pay for the possibility of back end pay to revive it.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I think the industry, it's a couple years from rebounding if it does, and there may be a strike next year. There may actually be a WGA strike. That's how bad things are.
Yeah, well, that'll solve everything. That's so depressing. Go on a rant, Chris.
Yes.
I want a Gore rant about that. That is like the number one thing you don't do, because he's right. Actors are scared, you know? I know so many celebrity actors, and they're all telling me the same thing. You know, there's just if they're just making the tent poles and a couple of woke TV shows, there's only so many roles. Guys that are huge, that are recognizable actors, are in threat of not making their mortgages and stuff. They're all getting scared, and they know that there's things out there, you know, if we could just kind of get over ourselves. It's like a guy that, take a guy that had a $2 million quote for, say, a full 6 to 8 weeks of his time. Maybe that's this actor's quote. Just pick an actor in your head. You know the guy. That guy, he's in everything. And what if he's not getting that right now? They're not making that level film. He is not getting that offer, right? So he goes a whole year without working. You're going to tell me if he, gets to go do this over here for 1 week for 35, 50 grand, like that's going to be a problem? That guy wants, they actually want to do stuff. They want to go do cool stuff. And that's what we're talking about in the indie world. Indie films are the cool kids in school. Mm-hmm. They are the cool kids. Everybody wants the indie films, and actors want to be in them, and they'll just have to take a haircut, get paid less in order to continue to be working. That's definitely an aspect of the first question Alan asks, It's definitely an aspect. Everybody's going to have to kind of get real a little bit and understand that there just not that many roles now, and a whole bunch of actors are acting like they're still rich when they're not. And there's a whole bunch of agents that really don't care because they're taking a little bit of everybody. They got 100. They're taking a little bit of everybody's pie. They're doing fine. And well, probably not as fine as they were doing in the past, but I think maybe like that, like we've been, I've been talking with some actors and some producers and studio guys about forming something, trying to do something.
Well, like Eli Roth, Robert Rodriguez, they've all started their own studios, and they kind of put out what the projects are, and they ask an audience, do you want to see this movie? So I think because of AI, there is going to be a revolution in indie film in the next 5 years. As you see the output from traditional Hollywood sunset, you'll see the rise of indie film, where with the utilization of AI, you'll see an indie movie that will compete with a studio Hollywood movie. That's why you need to see Primitive War. That movie is better than the last Jurassic Park movie.
How did they get the dinosaurs?
He did it in Australia.
It's all CG,
It's all CG. He did it in Australia. And there, look, AI is going to be like this supercharged thing where like an indie filmmaker from Ohio will be able to make a Star Wars level movie. We got so many questions. Let's try to get to as many as we can.
All right. The rogue attraction, Troy Duffy for Professor X. He's already got the right hair.
Fuck yeah.
ADL is 24. How liberating has it been focusing your creative talents on the literary medium and the freedom such crafts allow? Will you be doing the vocals for the audiobook version?
Yeah, I did the whole audiobook myself. There's just like 2 other voices in there that come in momentarily, but I did it all myself. And how liberating is it? Adele, A.D. Ellis? Is that what it is? Freedom! It's total fucking freedom. I couldn't believe it. I mean, not having to deal with the trappings of the business and producers asking you, will they get it? You know, maybe we should change the name. Nobody knows what Boondock Saint is. You know, and actors and lawyers and all this stuff and the money in the business. It's just me. It's just me and a computer screen. I'm just letting my fingers dance, man. It was the most liberating thing ever. And to the point where I was like, why the hell haven't I done this before? You know, it must be like when you guys really started catching your podcast, you know, really started going like, wow, could have been doing this.
When you get in the zone.
Oh,
I like this question or this comment.
All right, caveat ties Myers for 17 months. While in the army, soldiers loved Boondock Saints.
Oh yeah, you know, we had we went and did a USO tour, me and Sean and Norm and a couple of the other guys from Boondock, and man, those kids freaking loved us. It was they said, you know, their top 3 were like Full Metal Jacket, Platoon, and Boondock Saints. Mm-hmm. Which I was like, all right, well, we're not really a war movie, but okay, I'll take it. These guys were wearing they had rosaries they ordered from the site underneath their flak jackets. You know, and then thinking they were being protected by God and shit. It was just so they had the tattoos and crazy shit. We ran into so many good guys, and there was, you know, it's made it into other people's books. There have been like books written about, you know, like military guys going off on combat missions, the famous combat missions where a whole bunch of bad shit happened. And Boondock is mentioned there. There was this one unit that recited the prayer together before they went into combat every time, and they didn't lose a man, you know. So there's a huge attachment to the military here that we didn't see coming. We didn't see the college thing coming or the military thing coming, but immediately loved them both. But military, yes, special place in my heart, man. We stayed in these they put us up in these he's like, you know, what are those canisters that people live in? Like they're the back of semi trucks. What the fuck are those things called?
Oh,
like transportation canisters. People are making houses out of them these days.
Oh yeah. What are the, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, cargo, like shipping containers.
Yeah,
they were shipping containers, and they had like, oh god, we had the best time, man. We had the best time. Those guys had a little bar on base, and you had to kind of sneak back there, but you know, they showed us some stuff they probably shouldn't have. But we had some shit going down in Djibouti, Africa, baby.
I think it's incredible that Boondock saves lives.
Here's a good question.
Davina Duckworth, one real question for Troy. Do any toilets get used as weapons?
Yeah, kind of a spoiler alert, but fuck it. What I've tried to do with Boondock is, I mean, you imagine it's a double length book, just like it's a double length audio book, the electronic book, the text that I wrote before we recorded the audio book and is available as an ebook. This is what I tried to do was the toilet scenes in there, and what happens is a fan knows it's coming. Right? These guys bust in. The brothers just woke up. This is going to be the freaking toilet scene, right? You know it's coming. What happens is I've re-engineered the whole thing. There are different guys that bust in there for different reasons. The whole thing goes a little bit different. You get the meat of it. You get your thing that you love. But then there's a whole different outcome and a whole bunch of wake from that incident that's created. So what I tried to do basically was re-engineer the iconic scenes that fans know and love so that they get their nostalgic experience, but a new one on top of it, right? So in re-engineering and rethinking some of those things is when it was almost like one of the things I remember where I was and what I was doing when I was writing Boondock Saints just by myself, and no fans, nothing got made yet, nobody had read it. And I was writing it, and I thought one day, what if we did the crime scene investigation by the cops first, then show the brothers do it in flashback? And I thought I got really excited about that idea. Now, I didn't really get to it until I was on the door that night at Sloan's, and I had my little notebook, and I'm gone. And I start realizing how much we're getting from this. All the cops have a couple questions that can't be answered, but then when the brothers do it, the audience gets its answer, right? So we got a whole bunch of credit for nonlinear storytelling from that. And what I really did was it was an homage to Quentin Tarantino. when he did with Tim Roth, you remember the scenes in Reservoir Dogs where he's talking about the story that he's going to use with his handler. Then they're in the bathroom with the dogs barking. He's got drugs on him, the cops, and he keeps telling the story. Then it's ultimately at the table with the gangsters. You know, that was one of those things where I went, all right, nonlinear storytelling it's not just narrative connecting A to B because a writer or a filmmaker is lazy. You know, oh, shit, we got to go back and tell them this now. Let's have a flashback. I realized nonlinear storytelling could be just as exciting, right? So what I did was my version of what Tarantino did. I didn't directly copy him. I took a narrow focus thing and did a nonlinear bit of storytelling, and the fans fucking loved it. What we've done in the book here now is a new kind of that idea, the idea of re-engineering things you know and love so that a fan can experience not just the nostalgic, but a brand new version of it.
And also nonlinear, Quentin has talked about, that was a device, nonlinear storytelling, mostly used in novels. He kind of got the idea from novels. It's not like Tarantino did it the first time in movies, but he used it so effectively, and it was so simple yet brilliant that it was like a revelation.
Yeah, he did it in a different way. Exactly. That's why when I steal from people, I admit it. I stole that. I just didn't rob a motherfucker. I paid homage to him by doing it my own way, pushing it in my own direction, but taking his initial, teachings. I almost look at it like a professor or something. You learn from watching films. And one of the things I learned from Reservoir and those scenes was like, oh, wow, nonlinear storytelling doesn't just have to connect A to B so that we can move on with C.
Right.
It can now be super interesting in its own right. So I just kind of had the creative idea to do it my way.
I hate to say it, but I don't think people nowadays get excited about telling stories like you are right now.
Yeah.
You know what? It's funny because people like us all get excited about watching good stories.
Mm-hmm.
True.
I mean, it's fucking Gore. You go see a movie every single day.
Yeah, pretty much.
How many do you forget?
In a theater.
I'm
going tonight. So I'm going to see Frankenstein.
What would you say? Let me ask you a question. What would you say was what are the percentage of real good movies out of all the movies you say? What do you think? What chunk are really special?
3%
these days. 3%. Yeah, like a single-digit percent.
Wow. See, it used to be better, huh? Used to be better.
It used to be better for sure. Hey, Blake B wants to know what you're drinking.
Yeah, what is that?
This is coffee, like iced coffee.
Sweet. Love it.
In a mason jar.
But I will be having a beer later on. I remember I tried to sneak a beer on with you guys last time. And you caught me.
You don't need to sneak.
We've had people get drunk on this live stream.
Oh my God, we should do a drunk cast.
Drunk cast.
Yeah, we'll start with a drunken rant from Gore. That would be funny.
I can do that. I can deliver.
Some of our Oscar live streams have great drunken.
We get drunk during the Oscars.
Yeah. LFC fan Troy, if you're only a writer, would you turn your passion script into a self-published book or comic to find readers first, or share it with the traditional channels, including online?
All right, hang on, guys. I'm gonna see if I might have a problem here.
Well, I mean, LFC fan, he wrote a book. It's out now and self-published.
Right, but if you're starting out, would you start writing?
If you're
first,
starting
or
out,
would
yeah.
you-
What do you think on that?
Hang on for a second, guys.
All right.
I don't want to get shut off on you. It's telling me that.
Oh no, we may
Running
have to
out
end
power.
this early. Uh-oh. Let's see. I'm gonna go through some of these. Wait, this is a question for me. 2 Cents says, Chris, you need to start yourself saying as a normal sexual male.
I just bought the mug for that.
You did? I'm gonna buy that.
Yeah.
I tell everyone, because everyone's all about, well, I'm an indigenous this, I'm this. It's like I'm a genderqueer. It's like I just say I'm a normal sexual. So, oh no, we can't hear
Oh,
you.
your audio's
You're
off.
muted. Your audio's out. Your audio's out. Your Shure mic. Oh my God, you have a Shure.
Are you on
mic.
mute or?
Yeah. Wait, I don't get this question.
Or did
Little
the
Lupe.
switch on your
Still
mic
use-
go off? Maybe.
still use
Do you
Snoop?
hear me?
There you go.
All right. Yeah, I was on mute for some
Okay,
reason.
cool. All right. Let's get here we go.
Yeah, Troy. If you're only a writer, would you turn your passion script into a self-published book or comic to find readers first, or share it through traditional channels?
Yeah.
So this
he's
is a writer
asking
who has the
advice.
script. Yeah.
Advice for
If you're only a writer, so like take the directing thing out of it. What would I do as a writer? Yeah, I'd probably try to go book first, and or graphic novel if it's that kind of thing. If it can sustain a graphic novel, I'd probably do that first. Yeah, because the traditional route is too tough these days, man. Like we've been talking, I don't even think the guys that we love, the independent filmmakers that we love, wouldn't get a chance today.
What's interesting though, we were at a Netflix event, and Netflix is not greenlighting a lot of projects like they used to. They're buying already made films.
Yeah, which is also that's one of the problems with indies, because what happens is, oh God,
There you go. It's all good. Most people are listening anyways. They're not watching.
damn it.
It's all good.
So the one of the problems we discovered going through this is there are people, they almost seem like even within the outside industry of indie filmmaking, there are billionaires that will give you the money and invest in this and get these things made. But the part that really sucks is that they present them to the streamers, and sometimes the streamers don't want them, and sometimes it's for woke bullshit. Oh, it's just too, it's not woke enough. So they spent all this money, and the distribution centers have slimmed out and changed. I mean, it's like if you don't sell it to Netflix, what the hell are you going to do then? What's
Okay. More questions.
All right, ADLS 24. Going back into Boondocks world in a literary medium, do you see the series as something that could continue as long as you have new ideas, or is there a finite conclusion you're writing towards?
It can continue for quite a while, Like I said, over the years, it's been 25 years. If I didn't have more than volume 1 in me, I'd be an idiot by now. All these fan questions and all thinking about all this story. Like even at the end of volume 1, Connor and Murphy don't have the full get-ups yet with the assassin gloves and all their tats. We're going to see, think about it like this. Almost each season is when you're going to see a new tattoo, and you're going to know what that is about. This is a rite of passage, something they did that was hard and bloody and merciless. And they get that the tats mean something. Each one's a ladder, a rung in the ladder of their evolution. We want to see how Connor and Murphy deal with it. I mean, just take the simple question, what does it feel like to kill a man? All right, not many of us know about that. I mean, I'd say a lot of our military guys do. But what would happen if a brother that he believes, has faith, kills a man, Is he just going to roll off his back? What if he goes into a downward spiral, spiritual crisis, starts losing weight, can't eat, can't sleep, can't focus. And his brother's like, I need you. You got to come back to me. We're all we have here. Those types of things are the things we want to dive into with Boondock, the real stuff, because, we've seen too many movies where they kill the guard in order to get inside and get at the real gangsters. And half the time when I was a kid, I was thinking, what the fuck did the guard do? The guy's probably got a wife and kids and shit, works for a shitty salary, probably hates this guy, hates his boss. So it's not nonchalant. The brothers, one of the attractive things and why a lot of people take Boondock so seriously, personally will say, is because they like the brothers. The brothers don't take this shit lightly. That sort of Catholic ritual they use, the belief system, the prayer of execution that they have. These are things that fans look at as a deep belief and a serious one. They may be the funniest motherfuckers on the planet. They may do some fucked up shit. You may laugh your ass off, but when it comes to that's where they get serious. And I think the fans are too. For some reason, the brothers' mission was embraced by the fans, and the way they do it, where they're not playing around with this. It's something the fans like. So yeah, that's another thing we take to the next level wherever we can in a book where you have sort of all the time in the world. You can say what people are thinking. You can dive into all these things, but we also do it. Here's another, YouTube make me do spoilers all the time. I don't even know what, get me talking about shit. Here's another one. Here's another spoiler. We do deep dives into the evil guys that they kill, right? We go back into their histories and find out some of how they are, why they are how they are. When I'm playing in that gray area, I'm risking giving the reader or the listener sympathy for a truly bad person, or at least some even asking themselves the question, what would I have done? Could I have survived that? Would I not have turned into a bad guy with that type of abuse in my childhood or young adulthood? So we delve into virtually every character. The brothers much deeper, Rocco much deeper. We're adding something to Rocco's personality that a fan that got an advanced copy, and we did a roundtable, as she pointed out, and it was like, there's all this new stuff about Rocco. Yeah, he's how we know him and love him, but you did this with him too, and nobody's expecting it. And that's one of the things I love the most, showing new facets of the old characters and love.
A few more questions here. Let's get to. There's some fun ones, but a lot of comments too from Joe Pat 87. Oh, sorry, Alan.
Joe Pat 87 for 199. And far too many movies end up disposable.
Yeah.
Right. Watch and forget it. ADLS 24. If you were casting for the original Boondock Saints today, who would you have in mind for the McManus brothers, Detective Schmecker, and Lil Deuce?
Okay.
Lil Duke.
That's an interesting one. Back in the day, one of the things I decided at some point during the casting process was, I want to know names. Nobody knew who Norman, Sean, and Rocco were. So I sort of took the gamble, and my thinking was, all right, well, we have a marquee player like Defoe, Elias, and Platoon and shit. And Billy, who had been nominated for an Oscar for Mrs. Brown, and I loved him for that. So I was like, all right, we got some celebrity actors in there, but I want 3 no names here for my top 3 cast guys, right? So that was the thinking back then. I'm suspecting AD is asking me if I had my pick of the litter today, of famous people. One of the guys I loved for Schmecker was Jim Carrey. I believe Jim Carrey is an amazing dramatic actor. And there was just enough funny in there. But Schmecker wasn't necessarily what you'd consider a funny character. His kind of humor came from organically within the scene. He's messing with cops because he gets to know them and stuff like that. but a pretty serious character. So I look at Jim Carrey for that. Il Duce. There's an actor I freaking love. Oh God, we were dealing with this all day today, Gore. Who's the guy in Game of Thrones who's the pirate?
Oh,
you know the guy I'm talking about?
I can picture the face, but I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, I love.
If Gary were here, he'd not know it either.
Yeah, I know. Well, we did that like 5 times today. Him, I like him for Duce. And it sounds strange, but guys like, God, I hate that I blank on names. I would pay money to be able to remember everyone's name. All right, who's the guy in Big Lebowski who's like the Texas drawl cowboy at the bar, super famous? Suit yourself, dude.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about. I don't know that. I can't remember.
Jesus Christ, man. We are having the worst day with this.
We are.
I'm going to put together me, you, and Beekler and X-Ray Girl and this podcast. We're just going to put together all the times this has happened today.
Yeah, like 5 times.
Sam.
Yes. I know his first name is Sam.
Whatever. That guy for Duce, if he could, I mean, he doesn't really have to do much talking, but so yeah, I love actors that look like that, sort of godlike looking actors. For the brothers, there are some youngsters out here that are doing it. I think there's a kid I really liked the other day when I saw this. I saw a television show about this kid. It was almost like I forget the name of it, of course. Noah something.
Oh, Noah. I want to say Schnapper.
He was in like
Stranger Things or
Noah Centineo. Oh my God! Look at that. That would have been. I would have bet against me on that one. Noah Centineo. I like the cut of this guy's jib. He's doing like a couple TV shows, getting a little bit of recognition. He's got kind of the two things. He can do super serious and good and hard, and he can be vulnerable. So I like Noah Centineo. The other one, you know what I'd probably do? I'd probably look for a no name to go up against a name. That's what I'd probably do. The reason I wanted the no names back in the day was because, there was a little bit of a trend back then. I don't know if you guys remember this, but like big time actors were coming down and doing little indies to kind of retain their street cred.
Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes it worked. You got to give it to them. But sometimes I was just like, come on, let some newbies spread their wings a little bit. I mean, part of Hollywood, you're supposed to discover new talent. You're supposed to give us the film stars and action stars of tomorrow. So I would probably a slot for him. Long answer, AD. Sorry.
By the way, the chat is saying Sam Elliott.
Sam Elliott. Oh, we're bad. Another question from Matthew Hammond on Rumble for 2.
Yeah, how do you avoid the problem people run into when creating prequels?
The problems people run into. I think I avoided it because I always kind of just thought about it and fans asked about it. I was able to just put it all together in my head. It's like before I started writing, I was so intimidated to be like an actual author. I didn't do this for years and years. Then I just kind of came up with my first sentence, just one random day. And it was, "Talk, you little shite." That's the first sentence. And then it just all started going from there. And it's because I already had the story in there. So, I mean, I guess in terms of you could ask the question a little bit differently. Like how do you create a prequel when you've already kind of started them as young adults and gone beyond, And all I thought of was, wow, wouldn't it be fun to have them getting arrested in their early 13-year-old brothers, and you don't know what the fuck they did, but it was something and it was bad. And you're just thinking, how bad could it be? They're 13. So in answering those questions and getting into that, it helped me avoid, I think, a lot of pitfalls. But the material itself and the characters itself were were just strong enough to begin with. So just making them even better and going into letting people see their mom, for instance. Mom wasn't in either of the films. She plays a hefty role in this. And I'm not going to give you a spoiler alert on her, but she becomes a lot more than you think. Their mom is Annabelle McManus. They call her Ma Bell, and she's their whole life. They love their mom more than anything. She loves her boys more than anything. But it's one of the fans at the round table said, once you know Ma Bell, you kind of go, yeah, that makes sense. I now know Connor and Murphy a little bit better, you know.
Another question here. Probably end with this question.
Yeah, ADLs, have you spoken to other directors who have directed cult classic films who struggled to get future projects greenlit, like Richard Kelly, Elias Marriage, and Tony Kaye? Or
Tony Kaye. He did American History X, right? I think so.
Yeah,
Tony Kaye?
This is a recurring issue of, and you've heard of like director jail, where you make one movie that tanks, then you're not going to make a movie for years. But yeah, have you spoken to other directors who like are just having problems getting like movies for men made?
Yeah, Carnahan. Joe Carnahan is.
I love Joe.
He's one of my faves, right? We met one night and we had like a sort of, we were both such fans of each other, but he's been able to move on, do over and over. And, I didn't get to kind of pick his brain on how he's doing that, but he's a worker, man. He gets that shit done. He makes a movie a year easy. And there are other people that don't. And, like there's guys in director's jail for making the bad movie. I think I was more like in the director's insane asylum for making a good one. That's what happened with all that stuff with that documentary and Overnight. They were like, wow, this guy's like a maniac and he's crazy. And but wow, the movie was good, but our clients might be afraid to work with him. It was all nonsense. But yeah, so because of the cult nature and all the exposed history of Boondock, it's not. I myself don't know whether I've been in jail or a sane asylum or kind of checked out of it myself. And lately, yeah, I have met some great filmmakers, financiers, and producers that have built the studio. It's like a chunk of the backlot of Paramount in Athens, Georgia. And I'm going to start doing some things now. But how hard it is in terms of being in terms of indie guys getting things made or being thrown in indie jail. I don't know. I think maybe some guys like Carnahan have that figured out, right?
Yeah.
And guys like me, maybe just, don't.
I think the indie way, I prefer, and this is what in projects I've done, I've worked for big companies, but I prefer indie because it's when you are in control of your own destiny.
Yeah,
you are in control. So we're gonna wrap it up there because sorry, Troy, we gotta wrap up the show, but want to remind people, go to boondocksaints.com. Troy will be on again at some point in the future. We'll have a topic. We'll bring you in on a topic.
Yeah, everything we've been talking about today, I'm right in the heart of that now. We should talk more, and I think that we're probably going to have a couple of more guys you can talk to, because it's almost like if something happened, to podcasts that was affecting you and it sucked, I know that we'd be having this conversation the other way. You'd be going, we got to do what we can do to help this. So those questions are the majority of my day now. Conversations with so many people. I just had a long conversation with a dude that cares so much, and he has such a high position in the business. Not our business, but like he works for Tesla, and is like one of the top dudes there in this particular way that he works. He's not like one of the scientists. But he cares about it too. We're starting to have conversations with people and trying to figure out how we're going to attack this. Because really the whole thing is, I want to make more independent films right now. The whole thing just got reawakened in me over the last couple of months of having these conversations. And it's because we're getting scared. All of us are.
I think it's cultivate the audience. Your audience can pre-order what it is. Your audience is already there. Count out what do they want to see? You've got the book and then the audio book. Now what's next?
Yeah, and go with things like that, audio books and electronic books and regular books. I can't wait to get to decide on a cover. But there's also an aspect of it that seems like because it's distribution, there has to be a way to develop a fan base first that anticipates the film. And one of the ideas we came up with is, what about sort of live from set? Setting up a couple cameras like on the craft service table, listening to conversations, interviewing each other. Like, all right, well, how do you think those scenes went today? And letting people in on the story bit by bit, and have it be with exciting people, legit filmmakers, famous actors, all the way, almost like the making of live before the movie comes out. Then I don't know. There's got to be a way to do that cultivates an audience for you where they just want to see it,
But am I wrong? But is distribution the final egg to crack?
It is an egg to crack. It's like there's massive problems all along the way. And we were talking about this earlier, Chris. There's problems with the audience too. We're not innocent. We're all used to 3-minute social media things. Our attention span is getting shorter. A lot of us don't go to movie theaters anymore. We've kind of given up on the process because we've seen so many shitty movies. We're starting to gravitate away from it. And so you take some really good indies and just punch people in the face with them right now. You're going to start seeing some change, and not now that maybe the fever has broken.
Yes,
Chris.
Yeah,
it's a perfect way to say that. I told you I was stealing that, and I meant it.
Good.
I want to be saying that to all my guys. I'm not going to give you credit.
It's all good. Fever is broken. Troy, thanks for being here with us. We got to wrap up. You'll be back soon. We'll come up with like a topic and just talk about that topic for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Like workshop ideas. Let's do it on an upcoming Hollywood on the Rocks on a Wednesday. I gotta go. I got a meeting. So, I know. It's like I have a job outside this YouTube stuff. So but let's chat soon. Love you, brother. Appreciate you coming on. BoondockSaints.com. Get the book in audio form and check it out. Talk to you soon, man.
All right, guys. Thank you. I always love being on here. You were the ones to break my cherry.
Well, you'll be back.
Yeah. Now we're just going to start fucking for real every now and then.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Take care.
All right, brother.
Sorry about that. My phone is ringing and I have go ahead. Thanks.
I got it.
Here we go. Just a couple soups.
Yeah. Any new characters in the Doomsday trailer from C Black for 199?
I can't say, but new characters,
unannounced characters or characters.
Oh, no. I get what you're trying to ask. Thank you, C Black.
Right.
Another one from C Black.
Yeah. In that trailer for 199 is Damson Idris the new Black Panther?
I don't have an answer. No answer for that.
But I do.
And
it's no.
It's no. And a couple quick programming notes. We have a big Halloween special on Friday. Alan and I will have our Halloween costumes. Alan doesn't know what I am.
Yeah. And neither do you of me, and neither do I.
You haven't planned it. And then
I was supposed to go to Spirit Halloween yesterday, and the one that was near my house doesn't exist. So,
well, Halloween night we are doing a special watch party. Look for it live, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. A Halloween watch party for the movie with the cast and filmmakers behind The Quantum Devil. It was pre-recorded a couple weeks ago from people all over the world. That's why we had to pre-record. And we'll be doing another one of these watch parties with Primitive War. I should ask Troy Duffy, if he wants to do a watch party for Boondock Saints. We could do that. So join us Halloween night. Join us a Friday morning, 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern, for our Halloween film threat special show. And thanks to our mod, Lord Thoth, MK Solid, Atomic Lori, Glenn Nuccio, and thanks to Alan even. And Troy Duffy, thank you to Troy for coming on the show, Sharon. We have to do a whole show. We talked for 2 hours.
I know.
With Troy.
We could have easily kept going.
Yeah. Well, maybe a watch party. I'll pitch the idea to him. So thank you to everyone who sent in a soup and supports the channel. Our members, sign up, become a member to the channel. It's one of the big ways you can support us is just get a membership. You can send in a member chat and you get all the exclusive content. So there you go. And that is going to wrap it up. Alan, do you have anything else?
Oh, I can play the video. No, I don't.
Well, yeah. You're
going to play the video.
Am I going to what?
Let's get out of here.
Alan, do you have anything to say?
Yeah, let's get out of here.